I ruined my own life with one lie. A lie I told out of fear. A lie I told because I didn't want to lose him. A lie that destroyed everything. My name is Layla, and this is the story of how pretending to be pregnant became the biggest mistake of my entire existence. I'm not proud of anything you're about to hear. In fact, I wish I could erase it, but I can't. So today, I'm telling the truth. All of it. Because maybe someone out there will hear my story and stop before they make the same mistake. It started with Jordan. He wasn't my first boyfriend, but he was the first man I ever loved with my entire soul. You know the kind of love that makes your chest feel too small? That makes your world brighter just because he walked into the room? That was Jordan. He wasn't perfect, no one is, but he was good, kind-hearted, funny, patient in ways I had never experienced before. And I was terrified of losing him. Not because he did anything wrong, but because I had spent my whole life waiting for people to leave. My father left when I was 9. My mother shut down emotionally after that. Every relationship I had in my teens ended because I pushed people away or clung too tightly. And Jordan, he was the first good thing that stayed. Until the day he didn't. It was a Thursday night. We were sitting on his couch. He was quiet, too quiet, staring at the floor like he was preparing for a difficult conversation. When he finally spoke, his voice cracked. "Layla, I don't think this is working anymore." My heart stopped. My stomach dropped. I felt like someone pulled the air out of the room. "What do you mean?" I whispered. He sighed and rubbed his face. "You get jealous over everything. You panic when I go out with friends. You call me 10 times if I'm late. I feel suffocated." Those words sliced straight into my heart. I tried to explain. I told him I only acted that way because I loved him, because I was scared, because I didn't know how to be enough. But he just shook his head. "I think we both need space." Space. The one thing I couldn't handle. My world instantly cracked open. I begged. I cried. I promised I would change, but Jordan was firm. He wasn't yelling. He wasn't cruel. He was just done. When I left his apartment that night, it felt like the world was ending. I barely slept. I barely ate. I stared at my phone like it might magically ring. And the longer I sat alone in my room, the more I convinced myself that I needed him. Not wanted, needed. Because without him, I felt like nothing. And that's when the idea, the stupid, unbelievable idea, planted itself in my mind. If he thought I was pregnant, he wouldn't leave me. That's what I told myself. I wish I could go back in time and shake the younger version of me. But I can't. She was desperate, broken, terrified. And she made the worst decision of her life. The next morning, I texted him. "Jordan, I need to talk to you. It's important." He responded almost immediately. "Are you okay? What happened?" The concern in his message made my heart flutter. For a moment, I felt hopeful again. Like things could go back to normal. He picked me up an hour later.
We sat in his car. He looked nervous. I looked worse. I hadn't even showered properly. "What's going on, Layla?" he asked me softly. And I said it, the sentence that detonated my world. "Jordan, I'm pregnant." The way his face changed, from shock to confusion to disbelief, I will never forget it. "How?" he asked quietly. And I lied again. "We weren't careful last month. I didn't realize until yesterday." Jordan didn't yell. He didn't accuse me. He didn't call me a liar. He just went silent. Long, suffocating silence. Then finally he whispered, "Layla, I'm not ready to be a father." I panicked and started crying. I told him I didn't want to trap him, that I just wanted him to know that I didn't expect anything from him. All lies. Every word. And suddenly, he wasn't leaving me anymore. He said we should talk things through. Take time. Figure out what the right thing was. And for a little while, I felt safe again. We talked more. He checked on me. He worried about me. I wasn't alone anymore. But lies grow. They multiply. They consume. Soon he wanted to go with me to my doctor appointment. So I made up excuses. Said I wasn't feeling well. Said the doctor rescheduled. Said I could go alone. I was juggling 1,000 lies at once. And every day, guilt ate at my insides. But I kept going, because I was terrified that if I told the truth, he would hate me forever. And then, the lie exploded. Jordan showed up at my apartment unexpectedly. He brought soup because he thought I was sick. But I wasn't home. I was out with my friend Mia, trying to distract myself from the mess I created. Jordan knocked. Nobody answered. So he called my mother. And she, not knowing anything, told him I wasn't pregnant.
I didn't even know she'd spoken to him until my phone started vibrating uncontrollably. 7 missed calls, 4 messages, 1 voice note. "Layla, we need to talk now." My whole body went cold. I knew it was over. When I reached his apartment, he was standing outside waiting. His face wasn't sad anymore. It wasn't loving. It wasn't confused. It was furious, a kind of anger I had never seen in him. "Why?" he asked, the moment he saw me. "Why would you do something like this?" I had no good answer. I cried. I tried to explain, but he wouldn't let me speak. "You lied about something that serious? You manipulated me? You let me worry? You let me imagine a whole future that wasn't even real?" He wasn't yelling. His voice was low, cold, broken. And that hurt even more. "Jordan, I'm sorry," I sobbed. "Sorry doesn't fix this," he said. He walked past me. He didn't look back. He didn't say goodbye. And the worst part? I deserved it. But the punishment didn't stop there. Jordan told his sister told his mother, her mother told my cousin.
And suddenly, everyone knew. My phone exploded with messages, people calling me crazy, manipulative, dangerous. I lost friends. My mother cried for days. My job even heard rumors about it. Everywhere I went, I felt eyes on me. Whispers, judgment, shame. I became the girl who lied about a pregnancy to trap a man. No one cared about the reasons. No one cared about my insecurity or trauma or fear. All they cared about was the lie. And honestly, they were right. I had become the villain of my own story. Jordan blocked me everywhere. I never saw him again. I heard later that he moved to another city partly because of the stress and drama. And that hurt most of all. I didn't just ruin my own life. I ruined his too. Months passed, the shame didn't fade. The guilt didn't fade. The loneliness didn't fade. I had to rebuild everything from scratch: my confidence, my identity, my mental health. It took therapy, time, and painful honesty to understand why I did what I did. I wasn't evil. I wasn't malicious. I was scared, broken, desperate for love. But desperation destroys. And now, 2 years later, I still live with the consequences of that one lie. I'm finally in a healthier place. Stronger, calmer, more self-aware. But if I could go back in time, I would let him walk away. I would face the heartbreak. I would go through the pain. Because pain from truth heals, but pain from lies lasts forever. And that's what I want anyone listening to remember. A lie might save something in the moment, but eventually, it takes everything from you, just like it did with me. This is my truth, my regret, my warning. Don't let fear turn you into someone you're not.